All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Over a Couple of Drinks presents The Regulars. I am your host, Bill Henning, and with me is my co-host, Chris Kraus. Say hi, Chris.
Hey.
Back with us is the lovely Chelsea. Say hi, Chelsea.
Hello.
And we traded another regular, like, behind-the-scenes person, Chris Birch, for LB. Say hi, LB.
How's it going?
And LB has put Grand Moff Tarkin behind him as he says he misses my Grand Moff Tarkin as we are now in May. And we have Billy D. Look at that swab motherfucker, all right?
He's so swab.
Okay, so tonight we're talking about basically the rest of Daredevil, which is 4 episodes, so hang on to your butts, people. And we're also living in a post-Avengers world, and no, I haven't seen it yet because my life sucks. Okay, so let's just dive right in. Kraus, why don't you tell us what happens, or the brief rundown of Nelson v. Murdoch, and then we'll go over how we feel about it.
Essentially, the big thing that goes on in Nelson vs. Murdoch is the title, which is Foggy has found out that Matt is Daredevil, and they have a big coming to Jesus moment, essentially, with Foggy dealing with it. And we get lots of flashback moments of their relationship in college, which is very nice. Little side things that happen in addition to that. Karen and Ben find Fisk's mom, who is not dead, like everyone thought she was. And at the end, we find Vanessa gets poisoned at a social event.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do have to say I was a little shocked that Foggy finds out of everybody. I thought it might have been Ben or Karen.
Right.
Even. I didn't think it would be Foggy, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah.
Did you catch the Elektra reference, everybody?
Yes, I did. I did indeed.
Oh, and because we're not professional at all, we totally missed the Bullseye reference in episode 6, Condemned.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't here with you guys, but I didn't miss it.
Yeah. Do you know what one it is, everybody?
Yeah.
The playing card.
Yeah, the
right?
playing,
the guy
the playing card with the
card.
sniper who makes the 5 amazing quick shots is basically them saying Bullseye gets hired by Kingpin. That was...
Wow.
And at that point, when I realized what it was, I realized we were living in a different caliber Easter egg world, so I had to up my game. So I was not shocked by this Elektra reference of the what is it, the Grease girl?
The Greek.
Yeah, why did you take Spanish? Because, you know, like, he's like, wasn't the girl? She's like, well, she wasn't Spanish, she was Greek. He goes, yeah, but she was in your Spanish class, you know.
Right.
Yeah. What happened to her? She was hot.
Yeah. She
know,
became an assassin.
Yeah.
Those flashbacks were so fun.
Yeah, the flashbacks were the best.
They were.
I think, honestly, the best part of the whole show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Aside from some of the
I've seen a
action
lot of
sequences.
people. Oh, yeah. I've seen a lot of people that have been ripping on Foggy lately, and I like him. And then this episode was what made me really like him more so, though. Because it was nice to see their relationship, I thought. Because that seems to be the one thing people rip on Foggy a lot.
I never understood why people ripped on Foggy because they're like, he's not funny. I'm like, he's not supposed to be funny. You know, he's the whoopee cushion in the room when someone just got shot. He's not supposed to be funny. He's just supposed to be a tension breaker.
Yeah. That's what I felt. I don't know, just seeing this flashback, it added more to him, I felt. You know, it added more to their relationship.
They're the best avocados at law.
The best avocados at law, yeah. That was great.
LB, you're being quiet. What's up?
No, I understand the criticism of Foggy before this episode. He was just kind of a weak character and weak acting, really, in general. But I think Eldon Henson, I mean, for this episode came into his own and, you know, made the character. So
Yeah. Well, Chelsea?
And he's a Bash brother.
Yeah, he's
the Bash brother.
The Bash bro. Chelsea, give us
I love
give a
his
feminine
character,
perspective.
and I think he is funny. So yeah, he's awkward, but he's really funny and adorable. I enjoy Foggy very much. Yes.
Okay. we want to cover anything else? Nelson v. Murdoch?
I'm trying to think. The mom thing was surprising. That did catch me off guard. I was trying to figure out what the hell she was doing.
Yeah, and also I was a little upset that
Right.
Ben didn't catch on that something was fishy.
Yeah.
It was really, really bad. Same with for the next episode when Owlie's talking about oh, did I get poisoned? And you're like, Ollie, you so poisoned everybody.
I knew he was involved. Yeah, I knew it was him. Yeah,
and I guess it's fair because these people aren't like really good at being liars, and it shows, and it's a good like choice. But still, as a watcher, it was kind of like, come on.
It was a little bit like now I will say they did give me. I didn't expect them to be going after Vanessa. I did. I thought it was Fisk. I thought it was Fisk when I first saw it. You know. But no, I'm trying to think. Other than that, I did like the twist of her getting poisoned. I mean, I didn't expect her to die because we know that Vanessa and Fisk are a power couple in the comics. But that part, I will say too. I did get a little annoyed at Karen when they just show up there, and again, it's like you just went to the mob boss's mom.
Yeah,
do you really think he's not going to find out? Like, really?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that was like a very amateur moment that you'd expect Ben to yell at her for.
Right.
Yeah, which he does next episode, I guess. But
but even then, it was just like, for how Yurik finds her at the auction house and then like keeps telling her to cover her tracks, for him to blindly follow her. That didn't really mesh, and you could say, oh, because he was distraught about his wife and her situation, blah blah blah.
Right.
But everybody says, through this whole series, he's saying you're, a reporter. You bite onto a story and you don't let go. He's always working in his head. He always is, and for him not to be paying attention to something like that,
I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't know she had something. I don't think he expected her to have that.
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't expect her to have that. And I don't think he expected it to be something that dangerous. I think he was expecting her to a little bit try to be doing something to convince him to stick with the story. But that was just, it was such a it was one of those moves where I'm like, what are you doing? Do you really, this guy has connections everywhere. You think that there's not someone watching his mom, So, yeah.
I guess I like, and I'm not sure if the uncomfortable feeling with the real moments between Foggy and Matt, because Matt is still get injured and hurt.
Yeah.
And Foggy can actually take this moment to harp on Matt and really get to him without, I'm sure Matt could do something, but he really can't do anything because he's in so much pain.
He can't run away, yeah.
Right? Because he finds him on the floor the episode before.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, it's uncomfortable and it's weird feeling him be the threatening one.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked it.
LB, you got anything to add?
Nope.
All right. We want to move on to the path of the righteous. Chelsea, what happened in the
Okay, so most of it's in the hospital, right? We're waiting to see what's happening to Vanessa, and
we have a lot of touching moments with Kingpin, don't we?
There are a lot of good moments. He's such a crazy character because you really feel for him, and I guess that's his character.
Does he have the speech here about how he doesn't know how to pray in this one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Again, there's these great gems of dialogue in this show that I love, and just the way they're presented. Continue. Yeah. Continue with the breakdown.
Exactly. And so you have all that, and then you also have, of course, Wesley finding out about the mother, that Karen and Ben went to them, and of course meeting up with Karen and the unexpected, bang. She just, pulls out a gun and shoots him, several times. Completely unexpected.
I really liked that because it was his phone that got him killed.
Yes!
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was Fisk worrying about him and checking in on him.
And him having him going, oh God, Fisk is calling me, I have to pick up, instead of going, I have a gun on the table.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That was actually loaded. Yeah.
And you learn, a little bit of curious facts about Karen that we're still not so sure about. Do you think this is the first time I've killed somebody? Did you really kill somebody? Are you saying that as a threat, or have you actually killed somebody?
Yeah, because we don't go into what her backstory was in this.
Right.
That Yurik found out. We know that Yurik found out.
Yurik found out and found it wasn't that hard to find out, but we don't know what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's something. She's got dirt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Daredevil finds the
suit guy.
The suit guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it has that little battle and the moment with him and
Melvin.
Melvin. He's
Melvin
the
Potter.
gladiator in the comic books, and you can see on the table that the design of the gladiator shirt that he wears in the comics gets hit by, I think, the razor blade, and he uses razor blades in the comics.
Saw blades.
Saw blades.
So
Yeah.
the moment
And
where he. Oh.
No. Then I think you said, Kraus, that there was an Iron Fist reference here.
Really?
Here?
I thought you said that when he meets this guy, there was an Iron Fist reference. I don't know. I didn't see it. That's what I'm saying.
I don't remember that. No.
All right, then never mind. Then moving on.
And then the only other thing is we have the fact that Foggy and Marcy are hooking up, and you just have the whole hate and disconnect between the whole gang, and
yeah, Nelson Murdoch is kind of dissolved, yet they're going through emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. LB.
I thought the interesting thing was the relationship between Fisk and Wesley is really more fleshed out, or sort of at the end of the relationship, of course, is fleshed out in this episode, where you see it's almost like it's more than a boss-employee relationship. They're very close friends, and Wesley obviously feels the same. He's very worried about Fisk and his and Vanessa, and then Fisk very clearly turns to Wesley to say something along the lines of, who knows about him, it's the last conversation they have together, and then Fisk just doesn't say anything at all instead, and it's a very touching moment, and you feel for them as friends who don't know how to connect because of their, boss-employee status type of thing, and then, of course, Wesley is murderlated because of his own hubris.
Yes, I loved that. Kraus, go.
Yeah, Wesley's death is up there with another moment. There's two moments that we'll talk about, the other ones in the next episode, of a thing where I was like, wow, that was really good, but I'm also not sure. I like it and I don't at the same time. One hand, I really liked Wesley. I was
great
really bummed. And I was going back and forth on that, him putting the gun there and debating that. Is he really dumb enough to do that? But then again, it's kind of like Nixon leaving tapes of himself talking about Watergate around. When you think you're super powerful, you kind of overlook the little person.
Oh, and I honestly do believe
that
he was going to kill Karen if she turned down the job offer. I honestly feel that Karen would have been killed. I think Kraus froze, so Chelsea, go.
Yeah, I to add to that, I think it was the perfect death, because I was also kind of debating it, and I feel like we were interested in his character just enough. We want to see more about him, and who knows, there might be flashback opportunities where we do see more of his character and his relationship with Fisk develop. But I really... Oh, did the sound?
Yeah, just
okay.
keep going.
Okay, but I...
it's Skype, and we're recording. Of course it's going to screw up.
Of
course. All the popular people have this, too, and we're just, don't worry. The real podcasts have these problems.
The real ones.
The real ones.
I think it was because it was so shocking, but still we like Wesley, but we don't necessarily care about him. We don't have that connection with him, I feel like we do with Fisk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We feel more for Fisk because Wesley's dead.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I think it was the perfect thing to happen. He has his wife or not wife, but
but serious girlfriend.
Right. His almost dying. His mom just had. Well, does he know that yet? Yes, almost. His mom is having these people talk to him, and then his best bud or coworker dies. So his life kind of sucks now.
Which we really see hit a home run, this feeling of I didn't so much get it in this one, but there were seeds for it. But in the next episode, you see Fisk's reaction towards Wesley's death and how upset he is over it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm going to try to get Kraus back. LB, why don't you break us down what happens in The Ones We Leave Behind.
The Ones We Leave Behind, episode 12. All right, so Vanessa's starting to do a little better. Obviously not dead from the poison. Marcy and Foggy are starting to work together to sort of help take down Fisk now. Foggy converts Marcy to their side by, saying something about how you had a soul once. Daredevil tracks down Madame Gao and her heroin operation. I believe it's heroin.
Which was like the only time we really see a Daredevil rooftop chase, which was nice.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
Parkour.
Ben really pushes this getting after Fisk issue at the Daily Bulletin, and his
Because they
boss
can't say Daily Bugle.
Yeah, and his boss won't let him, run with the story, and Ben accuses the boss of being paid off by Fisk, and so the boss fires Ben, and then of course Fisk obviously gets word that Ben talked to his mother, and Fisk tracks down Ben and strangles him in his own home.
Which was awesome.
Yeah, and terribly tragic, of course.
I really
horrific.
I loved that scene. I really did. Because it was this cat v mouse game, and Ben Urich didn't know he was the mouse until the last possible second.
Yeah.
Which was really weird, because fucking Wilson Fisk is sitting in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just the buildup of the reason why I like Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk is this emotional side he can't control. And this is like the perfect moment towards it, where he's trying so hard to be the professional gangster, and then he just kind of, you see it crack and break all within two words, but this is like a few words, which is, this was about my mother. And then you're like, oh shit. And the line of, so I'm not going to threaten you, I'm here to kill you. And a large man moving that fast across the room is fucking terrifying.
Yes.
And it's up there with one of the most simplistic yet brutal deaths I've seen.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's up there with
in film.
It's up there with like the Saving Private Ryan and Inglourious Bastards moment.
Yeah, or strangely enough, the second Punisher with Tom Jane has one of the greatest kills in it when Travolta kills his right hand man, and there's no like screaming. He just kind of keeps getting a high pitched like, going, "Why would you do this? Why would you do?" And it's like it's on level with that for me of just seeing Ben gets strangled.
And that was the other one before the Skype gods kicked me off. The other moment I was like, wow, this is amazing. But I wasn't sure how to feel. Because I really didn't want to see Ben go. It was great. I didn't at all. I liked that character. I was interested to see if they'd bring him through into like the Spider-Man movies or something.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where I was going back and forth, and I'm like, wow, I love it because I do like being surprised. And I didn't expect him to die. Even when he was, even like halfway through, I'm like, oh, he's not going to get out of this. But I'm like, is someone going to come in and stop it somehow? But I'm like, no, he's screwed.
He's dead.
Ben is screwed.
I'm surprised, though. It was simultaneously when Daredevil is dealing with the Gao thing, right? Like the fire?
Well, there's just no way he would know that Fisk is there.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't he?
He's not watching him.
Yeah, he doesn't know that they went to go see the mom at that point, do they?
Yeah. No, he doesn't know.
But he's like, listen, I guess if he's not keeping an ear out specifically.
Yeah.
And honestly, he doesn't know where Fisk lives. He doesn't know how Fisk has been getting around. That's why he got lured into the trap with the ninja the first time. Yeah. It's because he thought Fisk would be there. So it's not like he knows where his movements are. Yeah. So,
the Gao thing I kind of felt was underwhelming. I don't know.
The whole Gao thing was a setup for Iron Fist.
Iron Fist. That's all Iron Fist.
Okay.
The
that's
red
all set up for
serpent or whatever symbol is from Iron Fist.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Madame Gao is clearly not quite human or
either that or
normal.
She has the chi power. Or is it chi? Is it chi does he use, or is it? I don't remember.
I can't remember. She's got something. She freaking Power Ranger punched
I didn't know if it was a red dragon thing or the hand or something, or if she's gonna come in Iron Fist or the Defenders. Who knows?
Yeah, she's not the hand. The hand is Japanese, and that was Nobu. She is connected to Iron Fist and all that.
Once again, subtle racism because I'm ignorant.
There you go. So,
she's okay. The Red Dragon might be part of Iron Fist. Gotcha, no problem. Again, to me, it was a little underwhelming. I didn't really want her to get killed, but she could have gotten away with a little bit more of a fight instead of one Power Ranger fight, and Matt's on his ass, kind of going, "What the hell just happened?" I did like the guard, like him intimidating the guard to say, "Get these people out of here."
Yeah, I like that too.
LB, you had a little face.
Well, what bothered me, another thing about the episode is he's walking among all the blind workers there, and then Madame Gao or whoever sicks them on them. They all surround him and crowd him. And then we cut to another scene or something, and we come back, and he's just walking by himself, and that's when he runs into Gao. Like, what happened? How did he...
Yeah, I was wondering that too. I'm like, he's in trouble. There's I don't care if they're blind. There's 50 people on you right now,
Yeah.
So that was a moment where I was like, yeah, I kind of wish they'd shown something there.
There's a deleted scene out there somewhere. I'm willing to bet.
Daredevil just beating the crap out of blind people. Yeah. Well, how does he get out of this? He wouldn't in real life. He'd be dead. So, yeah.
End of series. We're good.
End of series. Daredevil was murdered by blind people for the most ironic death ever. No. This was a small thing I had that was a little bit of a bother. That Ben, after getting fired, essentially decides to just, blog about Fisk, which I'm like, you could have done this a long time ago and maybe be not dead now. I don't know. I mean, I'm just it just was because he made this thing about, no, we got to make sure that we're coming from sources and all this stuff. Or not. I'll just put it online. Which, I don't know. I don't know if there was supposed to be a statement there about the journalistic integrity or something, but I thought it was a little weird.
It was weird. Well, go LB.
I'll speak about this using my journalism background.
There we go.
He obviously had some negative feelings about the blogosphere and internet reporting in general, and that oftentimes bloggers don't rely on facts or they don't name their sources. They say according to sources, things like that. And he was going to the newspaper, which has a higher, greater emphasis on naming your sources, having your facts, being able to cover your ass. Someone says, "Where'd you get that information?" Well, this guy said it, so you can't sue me for libel or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so then when he gets fired, he's just, at that point, he wants to get the story out there, and he's done fooling around basically and getting told no. So
yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna hand it over to Chelsea because she's been pretty quiet for this episode. Is I did like, even though the cat and mouse game was going on, that you could tell Fisk respected Ben to a degree.
Yeah.
Where he goes, "I'd like to apologize because I thought you were, irrelevant," and he was like, "Apology accepted." And it was really good because though he went there with every intention to murder Ben, you could tell that he still respected him. And again, that's another layer of what I like about this Kingpin. That he's not just one-toned character. He's fascinating.
Yeah.
So, Chelsea, how do you feel about this episode? Because we haven't heard from you, I don't think.
Yeah, we did because I was talking. Oh, maybe not. No, I guess not. The biggest thing I think is Ben's death. So I like. Unless I can't recall, is this when Vanessa wakes up, or does she wake up in the previous episode?
No, she wakes up in this one.
Okay. Yes?
Is this? Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she wakes up in this one, right?
Well, regardless, we didn't talk about it. So, she, I like the part where she is like, she's just like, yes, you get them, and you, like, she's just so much on his side at this point. I mean, like, you see it, like, she's just, it's crazy how invested she is, just because, like, he's being completely truthful with her. Like, even though it's not necessarily good truth, it's the truth.
It's the truth.
I think
Relationship advice from the king.
I think she might have some kind of complex where obviously she's dated some very interesting people in the past, and I think this is the first time she's been with a criminal. So it's just to her, she needs to be with someone, the most interesting man.
Interesting. Yeah.
So,
Which is, I mean, I guess.
She wants to date the Dos Equis guy? Is that what we're saying?
She loves interesting things.
I don't always murder reporters in their apartment, but when I strangulate them.
What I do? And then I drink Dos Equis.
Dos Equis. We'll send you the bill, Dos Equis, and you can pay us. Don't worry about it.
Yes, yeah.
So if that is this episode or was the one before, I
don't know.
I just think that fact in general, like, it's compelling. It makes you want to know, like, what is it that, what makes her tick, or what?
I want to know more about her. Yeah.
I know.
So with that, we lead to our season finale titled Daredevil.
Fitting.
Daredevil. Basically, in this episode, you find out that the other detective who was the two crooked cops is still alive. Owlie was holding on to him as kind of an insurance policy because he's been stealing half of Fisk's money. What? Which
a lot of money.
And Fisk thinks that Owlie killed Wesley. What? And you find out that Owlie is the one who poisoned Vanessa. Blah 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 blah. Because
Owlie / Gao. Owlie and Gao.
Yeah. And then he thinks he's gonna get away scot free, and Fisk throws him down an elevator shaft. What up, like a playa? And Daredevil saves the detective, who forces him to testify, who goes to Nelson and Murdoch, who get him to confess everything. We get this montage of classical music. I don't remember what it was. I knew it when I was watching it. Now I don't. Of like everybody kind of connected, like the gun runner and some other key people getting arrested.
All the way up to the senator.
Yeah. And
we find out that it wasn't actually Ben's boss, but Ben's boss's assistant that sold Ben out. Yeah.
Yep. We got the and then we got this moment where I think Fisk was proposing to Vanessa before they showed up.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
She slipped her the ring.
Yeah. It was touching, and then Fisk...
And he whispered some instructions to her.
Yeah, off screen, so you knew this wasn't over with. And Fisk gets pulled away in the paddy wagon, and then...
Epic boss fight.
Epic boss fight of murderation and death, of walking down the bridge and shooting the cops. Yada, yada,
Biblical story.
Oh, that was a great biblical story. Yeah, another good... good line of dialogue there.
Yeah, that was really good. The moment in the car.
Which you also knew when the guy said, let him talk. You're like, oh, he's in Fisk's pocket. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Gets shot in the face.
Am I wrong? Or
no, it was the opposite way.
Yeah, it was the opposite.
Was it the opposite way?
The guy who was actually in Fisk's pocket was the one that told him to shut up.
Yep.
Which is the interesting thing, if I remember correctly.
I'll have to watch it. I'm going to watch it when we're done recording. And I'm going to prove you all wrong. Not true.
I'm on LB's side.
Fair enough. We're split 50-50. No big deal.
I don't remember.
The hosts versus the guests. Who's here? Write your comments down below. all three of you who watch this. And then Matt goes to get his Daredevil costume, and we have a fight, and we're done.
Yeah, that's pretty much how the episode goes.
That's pretty much how the episode goes. Let's start with the suit.
Yes.
When the suit was shown first on the moving poster, it didn't look good. The helm, the mask looked too tight on his face, and honestly, I was afraid. In action, I think it looks great.
I think the mask is still a little too tight.
Yeah, and they didn't, and you can clearly tell that they were worried about it because you didn't see it too often, and he was moving too fast, and they never really let you get a clear view of it, other than like maybe a 2-second shot of him walking up to Fisk the first time.
They have time to revamp, right? Like it's kind of like it's not the final version.
No.
Kind of. Yeah.
Well, they even say it. They cover themselves by having Melvin say, it's not done yet. It's not done.
Yeah.
I'd agree. It's really the bodysuit. I thought was fine. It was the mask, and it almost looks like the eyes aren't placed in the right spot. Like they seem like a little too scrunched or something.
I blame that on Matt because he's blind.
Matt drew out what he thought his eyes should be.
He's like, this
Can I have them?
right?
Are they right? I mean, is it like here? Is that right?
Is this good?
You know.
Is this good?
Hey,
you guys.
Yeah, I know, right? But like honestly, yeah. Besides that, I thought it was okay. I kind of wish they had, especially with the cowl, incorporated some of the sleekness the Black Mask has. And I know the Black Mask was essentially a bandana, but you knew it had a little bit of molding under there to conform to his face.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one was a little too angular, and I thought I was kind of bummed. They kind of went with more or less like, a Batman-esque armor-looking suit, which was fine, but I would have liked them to see them, maybe play around with it a little bit more. Do your own thing.
Let's go.
And I hope they will. I think they've heard. I think they've heard the criticisms from the fans. It's one of the only things people really ripped on.
Let's go to Negative Nancy LB.
When I first saw in promotional images of the Daredevil costume, I thought it looked awesome. Then when I saw it in the movie, and there's this scene towards the end, the movie, TV, whatever. It was on.
Are we talking about Ben Affleck right now?
Well, let's not even talk about that. So in the TV show,
I want a bloody costume.
Kingpin runs down the alley, and then Daredevil jump, spin, kick, flips, or whatever into the alley behind him for no reason. He could have just ran in behind him, and he lands in a pose. And all I could think of was the Red Power Ranger. He's just like, like ready to fight.
Yeah, there were a lot of flips in that fight.
Yeah, and it seemed a little too cheesy to be. It's a comic book show, I know, but it just seemed a little campy.
You're dealing with a blind man who can actually see and be really awesome and do backflips
and
stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, like, and this is a world where aliens invaded New York and blew up half the city.
It's like fighting an army of robots with a bow and arrow.
Yes.
Yes.
You shut the fuck up.
Just wait, Bill. Just wait till you see it.
I'm gonna see. Damn it! I've been busy. You guys suck. I've been doing this show.
So anyway, that's what I thought. It was corny.
I do have to say also that this fight to me was a little anticlimactic. I don't know. You saw the two schools of fighting of like the agility, quick Daredevil, and the brutality of Fisk. But I kind of wanted to see a different setting, not an alley on the run kind of thing. I mean, the one nice thing about the the Daredevil Batman, Ben Affleck movie was that you got this like very posh, sleek fight with in Kingpin's like apartment.
Penthouse, whatever it was,
thing, where I was like, I kind of wish they kind of do that again, not with this cheesy water thing, but the fact that Daredevil isn't on the streets using the shadows or anything, that it's just a straight up fist fight, and we got an alleyway fight. So I was a little disappointed, but it was all right.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the fights in general, I do feel like they kind of blew their load in the second episode.
Yeah,
it was amazing. But then they never had anything that really could match it.
Yeah, that lived up to that second episode fight, really.
Yeah, the ninja fight was close. The ninja fight was pretty impressive.
I like the fight where.
No, go.
Oh yeah.
I like the fight where he's like in the car, and is it the guy who like put the peg through his head? Maybe it was that part when they're like the guys in the car and they like circle around the car.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was cool. You're right.
That was a one shot too.
Yeah, that was cool. With this one, what I wanted a little bit more out of it is I wanted to see him have a more brutal way of taking down the Kingpin. Even though, I mean, the old movie, we all know it's bad. One thing I did like is the way he took down the Kingpin is he blew out his kneecaps.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Like, that was like a holy crap. In this one, I really wanted to see him. I expected him to have to do more than knock Kingpin out. I mean, we just saw Kingpin take a taser to the neck and keep going in the same episode. I expected him to literally have to like break his bones, to take him down.
Yeah, because could you imagine like the scene of like the cop showing up and like the Kingpin has like one broken arm, two broken legs, and he's just clawing at Daredevil, going, "I'm gonna get you," and he's like, "Officer, could you do something, please?"
Yeah. You guys want to get him now, because that's what I expected. Kingpin was just such a force, and I think it was still very good. I mean, it was still a good fight. I enjoyed it. But I wanted them to even, just again, show Daredevil also learn a little bit more from his past fight and use, they're two very different styles. He's at agility, he's quick, he's more trained. Kingpin is pure fury, and I needed to see him find his way out of it, aside from kind of the cliche, like, I'm on the ground and now I grabbed you and now I'm good. It's like it was still good.
I think this one, they were, like, expanding upon the fact that, like, oh, now he has the suit, so, but that's not an excuse to make the fight any less awesome.
Also, Kingpin had just been in a car. Kingpin was just in a car accident.
Like,
None of them, they've never fought each other healthy yet. Yeah.
And we're being nitpicky, but it was still very good.
It was still very good.
Oh, yeah.
We're just talking about the awesomeness that the other fights, some of the other ones were.
Yeah.
This entire season, though, they've been building on this thing where Daredevil's been talking to the priest about and such, that eventually he's going to have to decide whether he kills Kingpin. And he doesn't. It's this question of, do you want to, but you're not going to, or you're going to, but you don't want to. And we see he sort of takes the road of, well, we'll get him through the law, the legal way. He gets put in prison, and then, of course, he breaks out. But he never has that decision again, well, I need to kill him. I need to stop him. He just beats him up. And he never has to make that decision that they've been building up this entire season.
Which I think maybe in Season 2 we might not hate so much if they get the way with introducing the Punisher in Season 2, which they want to do, and there's rumors that the Punisher might even have his own season. I think the contrast between the Punisher just straight up murdering people and Daredevil almost crossing the line will be a good contrast, but I do agree that this huge build-up with the priest making it coming back and forth to it was a missed opportunity. You're right, LB.
Just to have that moment, and that's why I think I wanted to see it go more brutal. See him go more brutal, and then be at a moment of like, should I just kill him right now?
And maybe even have a cliche thing where he sees Karen's face in his mind or whatever, and he's like, I mean, even that cliche because then the funny thing is the irony is that she did murder somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
That's an interesting thing too that I'm waiting to see them explore. They have this whole huge thing about the morality of Matt and the battle for his soul, and I know part of that is rooted in his Catholicism. But Karen just shot somebody. Like, she did kill somebody. And, we see her subconscious, and there's an interesting thing. I know this was in the other episode, but the fact that she has that dream of Fisk going, the only thing I can tell you is it gets easier. But that's her mind. That's not actually Fisk saying that. So,
which
that's an interesting thing.
I actually forgot about that, because then when Fisk shows up in Urick's house, I'm like, is this a dream?
Is this also a dream?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Is he gonna? Except he wanted to kill Karen like the freaking mountain for a second there. Pop head. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So, let's go with our overall final thoughts on the season. I'm gonna go with Chelsea.
Oh, okay. The season is, of course, amazing. I think it's like. Well, I haven't seen any other Netflix original stuff, but as far as, like, the snippets of other comic book TV shows, live-action comic book TV shows, I think that this one easily takes the cake, even over, like, S.H.I.E.L.D., or it's like every like I said for the first episode, it's like everything you want, and I love that it's dark, and I think that's it's just a lovable series because it's still Marvel, but it's that dark side of Marvel, that dark gritty side, like a couple others like Punisher, and so I really enjoyed it. I love the action. I love Matt and Foggy, and fangirl out a little bit. But I just I like it a lot.
LB, your thoughts on this season?
I think it did everything that Arrow did, and then did it better. So it's a street level superhero taking on. You can even question if he's a superhero, but he's taking on bad guys, and but Daredevil, of course, is within the greater Marvel universe. It's not a standalone series, so that's a franchise issue there that Arrow fails on. But And then, of course, Daredevil doesn't have any of the teen soap opera stuff going on with all the love triangles and such every season. And I guess it's a better, more mature, obviously, rating. So, just overall, I just think it's the best superhero TV show that we've seen yet.
Okay, Chris Birch, what do you think of it? Oh, wait, you're not here. Dick, going to go see Age of Ultron, when you're all like, I won't be able to see it until like middle of May, and I'm like, I might not either. Sorry, I have pent-up aggression. I know this. Kraus, tell me what you thought, buddy.
Yeah, this was easily the best superhero TV show that's ever been made. It's not, I agree with LB. It's everything Arrow wishes it could be. It's everything Gotham will never be, ever. And I like Arrow. I mean, aside from this last season, which has been rough, but like this is just, you watched it, you felt like it was movie quality cinematography. It was movie quality action. It was very well acted. Vincent D'Onofrio is now up there with one of my favorite interpretations of a villain ever. He did a Heath Ledger where great actors that come in and they change the character a little bit to themselves, but they make it iconic and you want to watch it. I would even say that this is up there as one of my favorite adaptations of a comic book series. In general, it was just very fun to watch. It was adult. It had some flaw. It definitely had. There was little things I would like to see them improve upon, but if they keep having this same attention to detail, people are going to want to watch it. Also, this was by far one of my favorite ways they incorporated the Marvel Universe while still being its own standalone story. Like, taking little things, like just referencing, the event or, the that people called the aliens attacking New York, and then exploring ideas like, yeah, there would be slumlords that would use that to build housing and make money, like, which is just cool. Like, you don't think about that, I think it was desperately filling a void that Marvel needed. Like, Marvel, the biggest criticism that people have had of their movies is they don't really push for some of that darker stuff. They don't have any of that stuff that gets kind of a little meatier, which is fine. What they do really fucking well. But Daredevil filled that void, and they need to keep having this quality because otherwise I would say I would be a little dissatisfied with the Marvel Universe. And right now, this is, like Chelsea said, it was everything I wanted.
Yeah, I'm going to try not to say what you guys said. I think you guys keep calling it the best TV show, but I just kind of look at it as a 13-hour movie, which it really feels like, other than you get a break every hour. But I say it's a movie because it has the quality that I expected out of a movie on the street hero, as we called, when LB? I don't remember. A while ago. No. I think it was the last. On Top Shelf, we called it the street heroes.
Street level heroes.
Yeah, street level heroes. That these B and C list tier heroes that don't really need the big blockbuster treatment, but still get the same quality. And this shows that it can be done and be done right. And it was now that it's done for us, that I could have said it would have been a big gamble, before it started, but now it's a sure thing. It's like Guardians of the Galaxy. When you said, you're doing a Guardians of the Galaxy movie? That sounds ridiculous. And you're like, no, that was the best thing ever. Like this, when you're like, we're doing a Daredevil TV show. Oh, I don't know. And you got the guy from Stardust? I don't know.
Yeah.
And you got Edgar the Bug playing, I don't know. And then in this beautiful thing that just comes out that's just brutal and awesome and fills a dark void that the Marvel Cinematic Universe hasn't had. If I have to be cynical, which this is the show, I have to be. It starts strong, and the third act kind of stumbles over itself, but by no stretch of the mean was it bad ever. Not a single thing was bad in this. It just wasn't up to where it started. But also, I am more than excited for the rest of the Defenders. And they better hurry up and give me, a.k.a. Jessica Jones, because I'm a druggie now. I need this and injected into my brain, please. I need to see this. I need to see Luke Cage, and I need to see Iron Fist. I need to see the Defenders all within the next year, or I'm gonna riot. Okay. I need season 2 done now. I need the Punisher, and I need Moon Knight in here, and let's go. Come on now, Marvel. Fuck you. Moon Knight and the Punisher, amazing.
That'd be great.
So yeah, I think Daredevil did what it needed to do by saying this TV show isn't a gamble. It was us printing money once again.
Yeah.
And I just want to keep seeing these.
Yeah, we just need like a Marvel IV.
Yeah.
Just like everybody hooked up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just again, like I forgot to mention Fisk. Just wow, would not have thought of a socially awkward Kingpin kind of thing.
Yeah.
With a weird tick that you just kind of go, that's not what I think of Kingpin, but now it is. So I give this a Vincent D'Onofrio out of 10.
I agree. My biggest complaint is that it's over.
Yeah.
I watched it all now. Yeah, it's like, God.
Now we just watch it again.
We watch it again, and then Jessica Jones comes out, and we watch that, and then Cage comes out, and we watch that, and then Iron Fist, and then Defenders, and I'm okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably gonna watch this to wash my eyes out of Ant-Man.
Hey, you never know. I mean, Marvel hasn't really had one.
The Incredible Hulk.
That's not that bad. It's not anywhere near. That is not anywhere near a bad comic book movie.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
It's not even close. It's still better than Hulk, Bill. I'm sorry.
Hulk had one good scene.
I'm sure Ant-Man will be better than Hulk.
I think it's gonna be better than. It better be better than both. I think.
It's going to be the same movie.
There's Iron Man all over again.
It's gonna be.
Hulk was. That's what Ant-Man's going to be.
I mean, honestly.
Movie.
The Incredible Hulk's not that, like, compared to
we're not talking about this.
We're
the regulars, and we talked about Daredevil. Good night, everybody. I'm Bill, and he's Chris.
I'm Chris.
Chelsea. And LB, because you guys don't know how you are set up on this screen. I don't know.
In some order.
Yep. We're over a couple of drinks, present the regulars. We'll tune you in, hopefully tomorrow, I don't know, with Game of Thrones catch-up. I don't know. And then S.H.I.E.L.D., and then we'll find something to fill the void of Daredevil.
You need to catch up to Flash.
Oh, Jesus.
It's so good.
Love you. Bye.